So another 5-minute discussion with, I'm absolutely delighted yet again to be joined by this lady, Kathryn Colas, who is my menopause guru, my menopause saviour. I don't know what I'd have done if I hadn't have been introduced to you, Kathryn. Oh, I know. I haven't had time to start it. Can you believe that? So I wanted to ask you to come on today for this short discussion, just thinking about menopause, our hormones. Cortisol will be running high anyway because we're under pressure, we're in a different environment, and we're all going to be at home, and thinking of the mums that are homeschooling, they've got the husbands at home. It's a real pressured environment, and what can we do to help ourselves and try and keep this even keel?
Yeah, well, I suppose, thank you for inviting me, Vic. And you and I are both used to working from home, but I go stir crazy working from home. So I do know what it's like, and I feel so much better when I'm interacting with other people. And these online facilities have just opened up that world. And I felt a bit as if I'd gone into a train crash when we were all on lockdown. And I thought, what now? Because, you know, the business was buzzing along and we were really set to mushroom, and then bang, now what? But it got going again. I had thoughts about different things, planning the next book for the workplace. And in amongst that, I've decided to, and this will help your audience and my audience as well, talking to a whole group of specialists who are going to talk to me about various things to do with menopause, mental health, holistic health, and everything in that genre, but going into the workplace as well. So I'm talking to an HR specialist, to a marketing specialist about how to keep that flexibility with your teams and that coordination, so everybody's on the same page, as they say, because it's really tough. I've heard from people who are working from home. They're not menopausal yet, but they've got younger kids and partners working from home. And it can be a nightmare situation. You think, how do I deal with this? But perhaps with some holistic care, with some of the interviews I'm going to be doing, that we can overcome that a bit. And when you're going through menopause, I'm also wondering, you have already told me, a brief conversation we had, that you've already had a meltdown and burst into tears. And that is happening to women all over the place with menopause. But I'm also wondering, what if, now that they're working from home, is there a better situation because they don't feel that same pressure to perform in the same way? They don't have to wear that mask that they wear every day in the office, or wherever it is they work. So I'd like to find out the differences, how people are feeling. Yes, we're still going to have meltdowns because that's the nature of menopause. Up and down, hormones up and down like a fiddler's elbow. It's no surprise that you have a meltdown every now and again. But how can we just look at that from a different perspective, especially now that we're working home? And so, yeah, we're moving that along.
That is interesting. I hadn't thought of it like that, in terms of, actually, I've got different pressures. I've got home pressures rather than office pressures. For those worried about my meltdown, it was last night, and I had to talk to myself that it's okay not to be okay. I went on an emotional journey, but I'm back. But yeah, that's interesting. It would be interesting to hear from women out there that are, maybe they've got older children that don't live at home with them, so they are maybe at home with husband, partner, or maybe even alone, and actually thinking, I'm actually relieved of the time that I can, because the pressures of work are no longer there in the workplace. They're still there
in the same way. Yes. Yeah, in the same way. It's different. Yes. Yeah, and also I'm looking into how women have been affected at work and felt that they had to resign, and how and what's happened about that. So I'd be interested to hear from women that have had really poor issues with support with menopause at work, so that we can do something about it.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. So if you're watching this and you have had issues at work, please do get in contact. Put a comment below. Get in contact with Kathryn or I, because my side hustle is a menopause ambassador for Kathryn. So yeah. Kathryn, it's been wonderful to chat. I will carry on talking to you when we press stop record, but that's been a great 5-minute insight.
Sorry, that was my alarm on my time.
Keep smiling.